North Durham fighting against homelessness. Courtney McClure for The Standard. North Durham. Did you know North Durham does not have any homeless shelters? When you're talking to someone facing homelessness, usually that individual doesn't have access to reliable transportation. So how do they get to Oshawa or Ajax, where there are homeless shelters? The biggest thing is, we don't have that support system here in the North for people, explained the executive director of North House, Mona Imond. North House is a facility in Uxbridge. It was created because many people in the North Durham community noticed an increase in hidden homelessness. Hidden homelessness refers to people who don't have a permanent place to call home. Typically, people facing this type of homelessness move between friends' homes or couch surf. North House offers programs to help people get back on their feet. These programs include the Housing Stability Program, the Ontario Electricity Support Program, and other types of assistance. If someone lost their job or couldn't pay their rent, they could come to North House and access one of their programs. In this instance, the Housing Stability Program would come into play. A person who is unable to pay rent could visit North House for assistance. Ms. Imond gave the example of being behind on rent. Say your rent is $800 a month, and you are $1,600 behind in rental payments. North House can help you get access to that amount of funds to pay off your rent. In this example, North House wants to help you keep your existing relationship with your landlord and help you get back on your feet. Our job is to keep you in the home you are already in. It's not to get you into something new, Ms. Imond explained, referring to North House's Housing Stability Program. According to Ms. Imond, there's not enough affordable housing available for people in North Durham. So they try to keep people in the homes they are already living in. Since the beginning of the pandemic, North House has noticed people in North Durham have had to sell their properties. For example, if a family owns 2 properties, they have sold one because they cannot afford to keep it. During the state of emergency, eviction orders were being heard at the Landlord and Tenant Board, but could not be enforced due to the moratorium in place. Since the state of emergency has been lifted, evictions are being granted through the Landlord and Tenant Board, and people are losing their homes. The staff at North House helps people in Uxbridge, Brock, and Scugog Township.
Provincial government looking for residents' comments on potential Greenbelt expansion. Dan Kearns, Local Journalism Initiative reporter for The Standard, Durham. The Ontario provincial government is looking to grow and expand the Greenbelt. On Wednesday, February 17th, Municipal Affairs and Housing Minister Steve Clark announced the provincial government has launched a 60-day consultation process on whether and by how much they should expand the Greenbelt. The Greenbelt is a protected area which currently includes 800,000 hectares of land in the Greater Golden Horseshoe. The Greenbelt also contains 21 urban river valleys and wetlands. A provincial press release explained, this could help protect more of the province's natural environment, including farmlands, forests, wetlands, and watersheds, from future development, and the consultation process could lead to the largest expansion of the Greenbelt since its creation in 2005. In our latest budget, we made a commitment to grow the Greenbelt. Today, I am proud to announce our government is making good on that commitment. Our government, together with all Ontarians, is embarking on a once-in-a-generation opportunity to protect some of the most ecologically important lands in our country, Minister Clark said during a press conference. Some of the proposed additions include increasing the Greenbelt's footprint into high-density urban areas, including the areas around the Don River in Toronto and land around Duffins Creek in Ajax and Pickering, and adding the Paris Galt moraine. This is truly a unique opportunity to preserve more of our farmlands, forests, wetlands, and watersheds. But we need your help. That's why we've launched a 60-day online consultation process, Minister Clark stated. In a statement, the Greenbelt Foundation said they welcome the announcement and look forward to working with the government and key stakeholders on this vision of growth. People can make comments by email at greenbeltconsultation@ontario.ca or through the Environmental Registry of Ontario website at ero, that's ero.ontario.ca.
Brock Township to hold a by-election to select next mayor. Dan Kearns, Local Journalism Initiative reporter for The Standard. Brock. Brock Council has decided to fill the vacant mayor's seat by holding a by-election. At a meeting on Monday, February 22nd, councillors saw a report from Clerk Becky Jameson explaining 4 options councillors could choose from to name the next mayor of Brock Township, following the recent death of Mayor Debbie Bath-Haddon. These options included having residents put forward applications to be appointed as mayor, appointing an existing member of council to the seat, appointing someone who ran unsuccessfully in the last municipal election for the mayor or regional councillor position, or holding a by-election. Despite these options being available, it was quickly apparent councillors favored the by-election route. If we go the route of a by-election, it opens the door for everybody, council members and the public. As was noted in the report, this method probably ensures the greatest amount of democracy, and also it's probably better for the mayor to be elected rather than appointed, Ward 4 Councillor Kriya Pettingill explained. Ward 1 Councillor Michael Jubb stated he's heard from a lot of residents who prefer for a by-election to be held. People overwhelmingly want a by-election, adding it would be the fairest, most transparent and democratic way to select a new mayor. Ward 2 Councillor Claire Doble cited the issue and optics of councillors potentially appointing the next mayor. I'm not sure if it's fair for the 6 of us to be appointing our mayor. Regional Councillor and current Deputy Mayor Ted Smith announced he intends to run in the by-election to become the next mayor. Ms. Jameson's report estimates a by-election could cost the township between $40,000 and $50,000. A bylaw will be brought forward at a March 22nd council meeting to allow the township to hold a by-election. Vote by mail was chosen as the election method. If the bylaw is passed, a by-election is expected to be held on June 18th. Kawartha Lakes approves a 1.5% tax increase. Dan Kearns, Local Journalism Initiative reporter for The Standard. Kawartha Lakes. The City of Kawartha Lakes Council has approved a municipal tax increase of 1.5%. At a special council meeting on Tuesday, February 16th, council members deliberated and approved the 2021 operating budget. The municipality was facing a potential 2021 tax increase of 3.84% going into the meeting. However, several measures were approved to lower the tax levy increase for this year. Council first decided to apply several 2020 surpluses to the 2021 budget, including the Fire Area C surplus, Lindsay Park surplus, street lighting surplus, library surplus, and the Kawartha Lakes Police surplus. This, plus a few other budget changes, brought the tax increase down to 2.66%. Mayor Letham then felt there was more council could do to help the residents this year, stating council had a one-time opportunity to use provincial funds to lower the tax increase. I think we have an opportunity we don't usually have with this funding to offer a little bit of pandemic relief to our ratepayers for 1 year. It's a one-time thing, obviously, Mayor Letham stressed, suggesting council use Safe Restart program funding to reduce the tax increase for this year to 1.5%. Ward 3 Councillor Doug Elmsley countered with a 2% increase, stating a 1.5% increase sets us up for unrealistic expectations going forward. I think a 2% increase, given what's happened in the last year, keeps us on a good path. And it's probably in keeping with, or just below, what inflation is for the year, Councillor Elmsley explained. But Ward 1 Councillor Emmett Yeo supported Mayor Letham's suggestion. We have used the provincial funding to the best of our abilities, and this just takes that provincial funding one step farther. Instead of putting it all in a reserve, we are taking that money and giving it back to the people. I see this as a great step, as a wise step, and I hope Council will support it, he stated. Councillors later voted to support a 1.5% tax increase for this year and approve the 2021 operating budget. In a statement, Mayor Letham called this year's budget responsible. He stated it maintains service levels, keeps reserves healthy, and gives Council some options to consider in the autumn.
Let's Pitch Food Waste by Marie-Claude Bebeau. Every year, over half of the food produced in Canada is wasted. Crops are left unharvested in the field, food spoils during transportation, reusable byproducts are cast aside during processing, Retailers and consumers fall short on selling and eating food before it spoils. According to the experts at Second Harvest, it's like building 95 CN towers out of wasted food every year. Uneaten food often ends up in landfills and creates methane, a powerful greenhouse gas. A staggering 8% of all greenhouse gases worldwide are the result of food waste. Food waste is a major challenge and a major opportunity. We've all heard the saying, reduce, reuse, and recycle. Well, it turns out those 3 R's are all key to taking on this mountain of a problem. The team at Interra Corp is more than up to the challenge. Interra runs a large state-of-the-art facility just north of Calgary. They gather 130 tons of surplus fruits, vegetables, and other food from local farmers, grocery stores, and food processors every day. They bring the waste back to their facility and feed it to large colonies of black soldier larvae. The larvae are then dried and offered as a nutrient-rich pet food and plant fertilizer in attractive packaging. Altruism isn't driving Interra's success. It's a viable business model to recycle food waste. Our government recently announced an investment of $6 million to help them expand. We need more Interras, a lot more. Last November, our government launched a $20 million food waste reduction challenge. They offered cash prizes to innovators with solutions to prevent or divert food waste at any point on the food supply chain, from farm to plate. We launched the challenge not knowing what kind of response we would get. We were thrilled at the response. Already 343 proposals have poured in from all across the country, from startups and entrepreneurs ready to tackle this issue in Canada. A first round of winners will be announced in the coming months, and another round of applications will be open in the spring, this time focused on new technologies that extend the life of food or transform food waste into new foods or value-added products. While we're making good progress on reusing and recycling waste, the biggest challenge remains waste prevention, preventing food waste before it ever happens. And we can all start with a simple solution right in our own homes. What some of us are unsure about is whether to eat food after the best before date. The best before date indicates to consumers if the product has been properly handled. An unopened product should be of high quality until the specific date. Best before dates are about food quality, not food safety. Being confined at home during the COVID-19 pandemic has helped us all discover or rediscover the joy of cooking. Personally, I enjoy the challenge of cooking a delicious meal using the forgotten ingredients in the back of my fridge. Tackling food waste is a challenge for all of us. It's a key focus area for the Food Policy for Canada, which our government launched 2 years ago. Reducing food waste can save us money, support those in need, create new business opportunities, and reduce GHG emissions. Whether it's a multi-million-dollar business venture or a back-of-the-fridge stew, let's keep working on solutions.
The Standard Podcast was produced by Greenstream Studio for the Standard newspaper.